Thanks, Greg. 3 o'clock, great to have you. You heard the update there by Beanie. Very simple. Tonight's the night for your Pistons. Jazz, 4 of their top 6 players are out. Pistons are favored. You lose this game tonight, just quit. But I think a loss tonight might get Goris to talk. Tonight would be something that would be unholy. A 25th straight loss, the all-time record, absolutely within reach. You will not be favored against Brooklyn in either game. Tonight's the night. So, Odyssey.com Rewind, you want to hear the full presentation of that. The bottom line, we don't want them to win, and we've given you the reason why. I think you are clinically insane if you want them to win tonight. But maybe you don't want to have the Pistons in the record book for the wrong reasons. I think you're short-sighted, but we can talk about it.
Yeah, here's the thing. You've had the Tigers flirt with the record book. You've had the Lions. The Lions hit the record book. You don't really care about that because now they're winning and nobody talks about it. This will spark change.
That's right.
It's short term.
Hey, look.
And we've lost him.
As he said, short term.
It's short term thinking. I'm not talking about Dave Revson.
Why do they put Dave Revson next to Jake Butt on television? He looks like Jake Butt's ventriloquist dummy. He's so diminutive. They gotta have Jake lower his chair or something.
Or raise. Have him sit on some phone books.
Put Revson on like Booger McFarland's construction gurney. Something. All right, keep moving. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Let me
call.
give you. No. I want to give you this C.J. Gardner-Johnson audio. He was asked by a reporter earlier today about, well, I don't want to. Do you have the reporter's question in here?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I'm not going to tell you. I just want you to listen to this. And I want to know if you have the same feeling as C.J. Gardner-Johnson or if you're not ready to go there yet. This is brief audio, but it's good. Take a listen. And with the come on, man, turned away from the reporter. You do not get a follow-up. I am not looking at you. So
CJ, nope.
No, exactly. So C.J. Gardner-Johnson, talkative player. Guys, when you say, are you a threat in the playoffs, here's what it means to me. It means you believe you're going to win multiple games. And we have spent time talking about winning a playoff game. I think winning a home playoff game is absolutely attainable. But I draw the line after that. Now, I expect a player to answer a question that way. I do. I have no issue with the way that C.J. Gardner-Johnson answered it because it's a terrible question.
And it fits his personality.
Right, but it's a terrible question. What do you think C.J. Gardner-Johnson's going to say? No, we're not a threat. We're just happy to be here. It's a ridiculous question. So my point is, this has nothing to do with C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I want to hear from you. Are you as a fan, are you ready to go there? Or are you taking a wait-and-see approach? And you know where I'm at with this. Everything I believe about this team is going to come down to that Dallas game. I mean, I've been saying since February you're winning a playoff game. I have no problem with that. But you want to get to that whole threat in the playoffs? Winning multiple? You know what happens if you win multiple? You're in the NFC title game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just throwing this out there now. Are you more like C.J. Gardner-Johnson? And you turn your head, or are you more like us? That the Lions are probably more of a one and done. But we can turn into C.J. Gardner-Johnson if you beat Dallas. 248-539-9797. I believe that your performance in Dallas, I would turn into C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Yeah. You puff that chest out. Rico turning his back on management. Just exciting. But I'm not ready to go there.
No. You win, you lock up the division Sunday, and then you beat Dallas, we can have this conversation because that means you're the second best team in the NFC. That means that, yeah, you're on a collision course to play the 49ers in San Francisco or maybe here in Detroit in the NFC Championship game. But I do need to see more. CJ, I think the reporter was expecting him to say, well, you know, the one day at a time, we were pretty good. And he was just like, nah, man, F that.
Yeah, let me say this again. I have no issue with the way CJ answered it. Players have to think that way. I'd be scared if my players did not think that way. But you're not players. We're not players. We get to observe. They're in it. You have to believe. Yeah. And they should believe, and they do believe.
Yeah, I think they thought he was going to joke around the way Jared Goff did when Teddy asked him the question of, hey, are you a game manager? He's like, yeah, we're winning, aren't we? And they just kind of yucked it up. But this was more of a, come on, man.
CJ went.
Right. Next question.
Well, he turned his back on the report.
Only thing missing was the middle finger.
Right. Here, speaking to this microphone.
Right. Look, that security. Who is this guy? Who are you?
248-539-9797. David, are you ready to go there? Are you down with CJ Gardner-Johnson, or are you in the wait and see approach?
I'm in the wait and see approach.
Okay.
I got to see what they do against Dallas because I believe that will be the team they possibly will have to face maybe in the second round. Something like that. We'll see. I don't see them being a threat. One playoff win doesn't mean you're a threat.
That's where I'm at. And I am willing to change that opinion based on the Dallas game. But remember something. You're not 13-point favorites this weekend. You're 3. And I ain't mad at you. You believe you're going to Minnesota and winning? You have every right to believe it. I just get very nervous about divisional games late in the year on the road. You destroyed your opponent last week. And Vikings, this is as back against the wall as it gets in their house. Be careful now.
But here's the thing about the Dallas game, and I know we're not the players. You said that already. So we can look ahead. I know they're not supposed to look ahead.
Right.
But the Dallas game can answer 2 questions. One, if you beat the Vikings and you beat Dallas, oh, wow, okay, now you are a legit threat, like CJ is saying. But if you lose to the Vikings and still beat the Dallas Cowboys,
oh boy,
that means you still have not lost back-to-back games. That means you got together after losing and got up off the floor and won a game against a good opponent. So it still would answer a lot of questions here. But I don't think they're a threat.
248-539-9797. David, a few ticket texts. We'll get the calls getting screened and take care of business here.
So you're saying you lose to the Vikings, but you beat the Cowboys.
No, I'm saying because they haven't lost back-to-back.
No.
See, I think saying if they showed, hey, look, they're showing the inconsistency that it would keep you from being a threat.
Right.
Like, you need to have legitimate momentum. Go on the road, beat the Vikings. Go on the road, beat Dallas. You want to be viewed as a legitimate threat.
Right.
Meaning you get even a chance to square off against the San Francisco. Or you become the 2 seed to get the second game at home to greatly improve your chances of winning. You need to do those things for us to turn into CJ.
Right. Because that would be the ultimate paradox, to lose and then beat the Cowboys. Because now
it would be the equivalent of Revson and Jake Butt. Completely paradoxical.
We're going to change sides. We need to remember, Thursdays, Mike sits here, I sit there.
You just change the channel.
They just keep doing it. BTN continues to do it.
You're right. I got to change the channel.
You have to. It's also amazing to get a Wolverine to talk about the Wolverines.
Well, who knows more about the Wolverines?
That's right.
Someone says multiple. They might lose in the first round with that defense. Can't rush the passer without blitzing. So, no, they are not a threat. Okay. That is from Mike.
You're definitely in the wait and see.
Mm-hmm. Threat implies eliminating a better opponent. Winning a home game is not a threat.
And again, for the people in the back, I love how CJ answered the question. I love and expect that approach from the players. There is no issue with CJ Gardner-Johnson. This is a fan question. So just please, I don't want you angrily calling up the screener and screaming or thinking somehow. No, I'm excited. I told you how excited I was when you signed this kid. And it sucked he got hurt. Now, I'm happy he's back. I think he has a chance to make a big impact.
He got hurt and defied everything. That's why I'm a little leery. I need to see him go out there and play because he was supposed to be gone for 6 months, and he cut it in half.
Yeah, I get nervous. I get nervous of a re-injury. Yeah. But let's just keep our fingers crossed. 248-539-9797. We will get your calls next. Moran Buick.